Hey future CPAs, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla Brown. I'm a CPA in the state of North Carolina, and in today's video I'll be going over all the tips that I think is beneficial to help you land your first Big Four internship. I know when you're in college and you're getting introduced to accounting, they always say Big Four, Big Four, Big Four, Big Four, like that's what you should strive for, which is true. So with that being said, I'm going to give you all the advice that I think will help you land your Big Four internship. Tip number 1, build a great resume and work on your elevator pitch. So in college, you'll hear people talk about and kind of throw out the term elevator pitch. But what exactly is an elevator pitch? It's really 30 seconds to a minute long, and it's a quick little speech that you'll be giving to a recruiter or interviewer or anyone that you're interested in getting to know. Why would they want to hire you? What are some qualities or attributes that you can bring to the company? And also, what are some things that you're interested in from the company as well? Because it is a give and take process. So while you're joining their firm, they also have to understand what are you going to give in return? And what are you going to get back? And so what are those things that you're looking for? But with an elevator pitch, you're really just selling yourself as much as you can and about a reason why they should hire you and why you are a candidate that will fit their culture, their firm, and overall just a great fit. Tip number 2. Join organizations such as NABA, Beta Alpha Psi, and attend student conferences. So my second year at Winthrop, I was fortunate enough to attend the NABA Southern Regional Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, and that's actually where I landed my first Big Four internship and only at PwC. It was on the site interview, so the process was pretty smooth. I went from going into it, not having an internship, to coming out of it, having an internship, knowing where I'll be working at the next summer. It was a pretty quick process, and from what I know, this process can happen at so many other different conferences. Before you get to the conference, you upload your resume to whatever site that the company is using for the conference. Recruiters can scroll through as many applicants' resumes as possible before the start of the student conference, so they can get a gauge of who they're interested in, who they want to talk to. Because it is in such a packed time, they want to make sure that they utilize their time to the best of their ability, so they already have in their mind who they kind of want to talk to, why they're interested in them, and that's where it goes back to the resume. So you have to make sure that your resume stands out and speaks for itself, so that will get a recruiter even wanting to invite you to an interview. Third tip, utilize connections. I can't stress this one enough because I think that a lot of students don't take heed to this when they're in college. I think sometimes we think that sending in your resume and applying online will do the trick, and it might, and it can, but that's not the most, I feel like, beneficial way. I think utilizing the people that is, whether you're teachers, people you meet through these conferences, reaching out to them, connecting with them on LinkedIn, that really allows a company to utilize your connection to be like, hey, I'm recommending this person. And because they know the person that you're connected with, they're going to make sure they put in a good word, and they're going to the recruiter's going to trust that connection's word because they might know them for XYZ years. So building your LinkedIn profile as well. So when recruiters are searching online through LinkedIn, maybe putting in keywords, your profile is going to pop up, and they're going to say, hey, look, maybe we should give this person a chance, or maybe we should reach out to them and set up an interview. But really utilizing your professors, because your accounting professors 9 times out of 10 might have been ex-Big Four. I've had a lot of professors throughout my undergrad and grad school who were ex-Big Four at KPMG, EY, so they have these connections behind them. So if there's an opportunity that I said I'm interested in, they'll be like, hey, look, I still remember such and such from my time at whatever company that they were at. Hey, let me put in a good word for you. Making sure that you have building solid relationships, not just surface level relationships, but actually going to your professor's office hours. Making sure you build those relationships so that these people can actually vouch for you. They can actually write recommendations for you for these internships, because that's important as well. And tip number 4, apply for internships early. When a lot of students are thinking of when to apply for internships, they think of applying for internships when I get back to school or when I get back to campus, and that's usually around September, October timeframe. But if I'm being honest, these internships, they're sealed in August, early August, early September, the latest, for the next summer. So when I had my internship offer when we had the Southern Regional Conference in Atlanta, that was September, the week of like September 7th, September 11th, something like that. So that was the early September, and I knew I had an internship locked in for the next summer in September. So you can't wait until November, December gets here, or even January of the next school year, and then asking, hey, look, can I get an internship with the Big Four? It's not going to happen. It's just, and it's not because you might not even be qualified. You might be qualified actually, but those slots are already taken up. They've already had their mind up who is already going to be in that summer slot of interns for that summer. And 9 times out of 10, they're already thinking about the following summer. So you have to be really ahead of applying for these internships really early and making sure you know when these dates are. Don't just, if you did miss the deadline, don't sweat it. Just make sure you know it for the next year. So my 5th tip is get involved freshman year if you can for a Big Four company that you like. If you go on any Big Four websites, they'll tell you opportunities for college students, and get into those as early as you can, because 9 times out of 10 they're a pipeline. And when I say a pipeline, I mean that when they get you your freshman and sophomore year, even your junior year, they're gonna want you to stay with the company until they give you a full-time offer, unless you underperform in your internship, which I'm gonna say, for those who are following me, I know that's not gonna happen, but just as 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a full-time offer if you just keep staying in the pipeline and going year after year with the same company. You build rapport with those who are already there. You build rapport with other internees, which will eventually, hopefully, be your coworkers when you do start full-time. So get started early. PwC, I know, has a lot of those opportunities for those who are freshmen and sophomores. I can't speak for any of the other Big Fours because, well, I can't speak for EY. They do have one as well. I can't speak for KPMG or Deloitte, but considering that most Big Fours operate the same way, I am pretty sure that they do have pipelines as well that you can start freshman or sophomore year. But before I end this video, I really want to give not a story, but more so advice for those who might not get a Big Four internship. And I'm going to say this from personal experience because I did not land a Big Four internship when I applied my first time. I applied too late. And that is why I made sure I harped on that in this video, because I missed the deadline. They already had people for that summer that I wanted to start at PwC. I didn't get it. But please don't get discouraged. And Big Four is not the end all be all. I know people talk about it a lot about Big Four. But that doesn't have to be where your journey ends, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't go Big Four just because you didn't get an internship. I would say for those who might not have gotten a Big Four internship their freshman or even sophomore and junior year, make sure that you have an internship, because any experience is more valuable than none. So take it as a learning experience. Figure out where you can tweak your resume. Figure out where you might be able to do mock interviews to better prepare for the behavioral type questions that you'll see on the interview. But don't just get discouraged and say, okay, look, my chances of going Big Four is non-existent. Big Four or not, you want to be a sponge. You want to learn as much as you can, because the saying, you want to stay ready. You don't want to have to get ready. So you want to make sure that you're still polishing your resume skills, polishing your interview skills, like I said, and making those necessary adjustments. So when the opportunity does present itself again, you're ready, you're more prepared, you have fixed things and tweaked things that'll better prepare you for the interview or the internship as a whole, and you knock it out the park. Thank you all for listening. I'm glad I was able to kind of give you guys these tips, because I wish I would have had something like this when I first started even thinking about internships in accounting, especially Big Four. Please suggest any videos you want to hear from me in the next couple of weeks, and not even weeks, just with my YouTube channel period. I want to make this a community. I want to make sure you guys feel like you can ask me anything, and I want to speak on topics that are applicable to what you guys may be going through, or just give you guys any advice. Appreciate you guys for sticking around and listening, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.